Hello, fellow seekers of knowledge, to a journey that transcends um, the boundaries of our blue planet. Today, we embark in an exploration that of encountering species from outer space. We know that throughout history, the possibility of other extraterrestrial forms and intelligent species has captivated all of our imagination. Um, and the pursuit is not a mere curiosity, but a preparation. This video is a gateway to understanding the fundamental aspects we need to consider before any possible um, potential contact. All in this video, guys. The main important aspect to consider is the kind of potential forms aliens may have. We know humans are basically products of carbon bonds, and carbon is the product of life. So we may consider um, aliens to be so different from us, but how much? One theory is that aliens are basically made of silicon-based life, so that they are kind of similar to carbon, but kind of different. Silicon can also form complex molecules, and it has some differences to carbon. For example, both can form covalent bonds. However, silicon is weaker, like has weaker forces than carbon bonds, which results in species that could be more flexible, more dynamic, or that could have fluid-like structures. So we could imagine some kind of flexible alien, some kind of fluid moving in space. Also, these the silicon properties may make them um, um, not breathing could not be um, an obligation. So they may have some kind of non-respiratory system. Um, so it's kind of difficult to understand it, but maybe they don't have that thing, that they don't understand what breathing is. They may have some other kind of system or organism. Also, they may have some kind of preparation for extreme temperatures and for extreme conditions, for high pressures. Um, or maybe what is more interesting for me is that they may exist in different phases. So we know that as humans, we are just one phase, like we are kind of solids, but we are not liquids or gases moving in the air. However, these aliens may be during their life cycle, maybe I don't know, during a period maybe solids, but then turn into liquids, then turn into gases, then, and all the way are constantly changing, which seems to be quite complex and interesting. Or maybe some other properties, maybe that they can also kind of absorb radiation and or consume radiation and use it to 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 have sound abilities. Another interesting potential form is basically being non-biological species. Maybe they are not based in silicon and they are not based in carbon, but they are just kind of robots or AI or yeah, some kind of advanced robots or something like that. Um, and another interesting fact is that um, some kind of extraterrestrial species may perceive time different from us. So we know that we perceive time linearly. We know that time is kind of something kind of abstract, but that always go in the same direction. So for aliens, it's maybe completely different. Maybe for them, time passes exponentially. We know that there are some fields or some in some places we know that time passes or goes faster than in others. For example, we know about the time dilation in special relativity of Albert Einstein, in which we know that time can appear to be different for observers who are moving with respect to each other. That is what relativity is about. Or, for example, if you could travel at the speed of light, then for you time seems to doesn't pass at all. So maybe this extraterrestrial species could be able to travel at the speed of light or to travel faster than the speed of light, and therefore time could pass at different rates. Besides, we know about black holes. We know these massive um, kind of things that surround the space, and we know that the gravitational force is so high in the that time also goes lower when you are near a black hole. So maybe aliens could um, make use of these black holes to transform their own time. And um, and finally, um, also, we know all about Hubble's law. We know about the expansion of the universe. That is a reality. And we know that all the galaxies are expanding, but they are not expanding linearly. Like they are expanding exponentially. The more far away, the more rapid they travel. So also, this is a way to kind of don't travel linearly. So they could make use also of this fact to travel to make time not so linear, a linear thing. And finally, another interesting fact is about communication, about telepathy, and about multidimensional species. We know that they may communicate in another way. So one way that could be understood is just telepathy, which is kind of brain connection. We know that here in space, in our blue planet, in Earth, we have some kind of um, how would you say, like MRUs and electroencephalograms, and that are things that are capable of kind of making some images of the brain or interpreting some signals from the brain. So if we could make some revolution in these areas, maybe we could not also take signals from the brain, but also try to make connections between one brain and the other, some kind of telepathy connection. And also we could have brain computer interfaces that normally are used for people who are in which has some kind of problem to connect our brain to computer, to also make a connection, but with the use of computers. um, and finally, we know that, or it's interesting to see that maybe like we really live in a world with 3 dimensions. Like it's so hard for us to understand just the 4 dimensions. Um, so what if aliens really exist and are near us but live in a 4 dimensional space? Or what if they live in a 5 dimensional or 6 dimensional or 7 dimensions space? So it's quite complex to understand. So, or maybe um, um, they have developed a universal language of physics. Like they have already compacted all this string theory, and they have unified the quantum physics with special relativity and with all the forces of the universe to make a universal language of physics, which is too complex for us to understand. So for that, it's important to discover new physics approaches, or maybe they kind of use some kind of quantum mechanical communication. So for these reasons, it's important that we continue um, learning and that we continue developing all these industries and all this technology and IT